Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Parahack Let's Learn Svelte series, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at life cycle methods, particularly two life cycle methods, the effect and the effect.pre. Now the way this is going to work is I'm going to demonstrate it for you on how they work and when they run so that you can have a better understanding of how to use them. So I'm going to give you one use case and you will see how you can actually utilize that in multiple use cases of your own. The example we're going to be using is going to be a navigation example. So we have this application, we have the home page, we have page one, and we have page two. When we go to page two, it navigates seamlessly and fast because of there's nothing going on in the background. But when we go to page one, it takes a couple of time. So as you can see, there's time before the page changes, and the page is going to change to page one, which is the response we are getting is a 200 hello from server. And the reason why that is taking time is because of we are faking some sort of network request that takes like 5 seconds. I know 5 seconds is a bit long, but to demonstrate this properly, I wanted that time to be there. So I'm faking some sort of network request that takes 5 seconds to actually resolve. So what I'm actually going to do here is show you guys how you can cache those states. So you can cache when your application begins navigation, you can cache when it's still navigating, and you can cache when it's done navigating. So you can cache all these life cycles so you can actually know when what is happening. And the way we're going to be doing this is by just simply logging it to the console. So when the navigation begins, we log to the console. When the navigation is done, we log it to the console. And this might be a very useful use case for a lot of you guys because of a lot of times you click on the page and it takes some time to load. And to the end user, it seems like the page has hanged a little bit, right? You click on the page, you don't see any loading state, and it's like hangs a little bit. So you can actually use this to create like a loading state. A good example for this is I use end progress a lot. So I use end progress to just show a loading bar at the top. And I actually use this to get that to work. So let's get to the code and I'll show you how you can create this by yourself. So we have the three pages here. We have the page one, we have the page two, and we have the home page here. The page one server side, whatever is happening, that fake network request is right here. So if you're curious about how I did that, it's very simple and very easy there. The place we're going to be keeping these methods is going to be in the layout. So the root layout, so you can catch whatever navigation is going on in its children. So we have two lifecycle methods we're using here. We're using the effects.pre, and we're using the effects. I'm going to show you how to use this in Svelte 5, and I'm going to show you what this replaces because of previously in Svelte 4 we can actually do this seamlessly. I'm going to show you what these two lifecycle method replaces. So I don't want to start teaching you how to write a callback function. This is very easy. So I've already written down the effect method and the effect.pre method. So I'm just basically going to console log something here. So I'll console log navigation started and navigation finished. Simple. So let's take a look at this. Let's see how this looks like. So I'll go to my home page. You actually see it logged in the console here, but I'll clear this. I'll refresh the page. So we see navigation started, logged out first, and then we see navigation finished, logged out right after. But what happens when I navigate to another page? So let's navigate to the page one. Page one takes a lot of time, so let's navigate to page two. Let's see what happens. Well, we have navigated to page two, but the navigation started and navigation finished did not log again because it didn't run. So if you think that because of you are seeing this here, this is from the previous log, but we'll clear this and let's navigate to the home page again. Now we are on the home page, but we don't have anything logged to the console. And the reason for this is because of the way that the effect works here. So they need some reactive value to make this rerun. Or I won't say reactive, I'll say it needs something to change for this to rerun. So they need a listener, something to listen to tell them that, oh, navigation has happened, rerun this. And they don't have that now. All they have is the logs, and for the logs it's only going to run, it's going to run this right before the component mount, it's going to run this right after the component mount, and that's it. That's going to happen on initial load, and on subsequent navigations it's not going to be the case because of this is on the root layout. So because this will actually work, we're going to have to take this and place this on every page, which is not ideal. So there's something that we can use here, which is a store from SvelteKit, I believe. So it's going to be $app/store, and it's called, if I'm not wrong, navigating. So we can actually use navigating here. Navigating basically tells us when our page is navigating. And I'll use an if block here. So if navigating, do this. And yeah, I want to check if navigating is null, because of if navigating is null, that means it has finished navigating, and we'll log out the navigation finished. Navigating is equals to null. And the reason why I'm using a $sign, because this is a store, and even though this is Svelte 5, stores still works seamlessly. So I'll save this, and now this is the reactive variable here that will cause this to rerun. Now let's check this out. I'll clear this. I'll go to my home page. I'm on my home page now, but when I even click on the home page, it logs again. So navigation started, navigation finished. I go to the page 2, navigation started, navigation finished. I clear this so we can actually check this. So I'll go to the page 1, which actually takes 5 seconds to load before we see anything. But let's see how this looks. So page 1 has, I clicked on page 1, it tells me the navigation has started. And again with 5 seconds, and after 5 seconds, it tells me the navigation has finished. So now we have successfully moved on to the page 1. So I click on the home page again to take a look at that. I clear it out, and I'll click on page 1 more time. The second I click on page 1, it's going to tell me the navigation has started. And then right after the page 1 loads, right after that, navigation is going to be finished. All right, so that loads very fast because of I was hovering over the link for some while, and Svelte runs the load server that way. So let me use my tab so it doesn't cheat. All right, navigation started. 5 seconds, wait, and bam, about now, yeah, navigation finished. That's basically how it works. Yeah, so as I said, I was going to show you guys how we did this previously in Svelte 4. So if you are using Svelte 4 currently and you still want to create this effect of loading, it's actually a bit easier in Svelte 4. You don't really have to think about it. In Svelte 4, we just use the before update and after update methods, and that's what these two methods replace as well. So the effect.pre replaces the before update, and the effect replaces the after update, and it also replaces the onMount, because you can use it in most cases that you would want to use the onMount, and you can also use it in most places that you want to use the after update, just with a little modification. Like our example, where you have to use this navigating is equals to no to mimic the after update, whereas in just using the after update is going to work on its own because it's seamlessly built for that sort of scenarios. But you can modify the effect to kind of mimic those sort of behaviors as well. So that's basically it. The before and after update are, I believe, imported from Svelte. So you need to just import it and you use it. Whereas with the effect, you don't need to import anything. It's a run, so it just works. And that's it for this video. So if you have any questions, the comment sections are always open. If you want to talk to me directly or ask any questions directly, my Twitter DMs are always open as well. And if you want to see more videos, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and like and share this video. That's all from me today, and I'll see you on the next video.